Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Horler and I'm here with Rob Leslie of Sedicii, and we're at the UKTI and Finextra Copenhagen event. Thanks very much for joining me.
You're welcome, Emily.
So what challenges do you see with personal identity in the digital world?
I think the nature of identity is changing a lot. It used to be a face-to-face transaction where you'd walk into a bank or a shop and you'd see somebody and you'd interact with them over the counter. Today, it's a smartphone, it's a tablet, it's a digital interaction in some way, and that presents lots of challenges, both for the business or the bank and for the person whose identity it is. How do I prove to the bank that it's me, and how does the bank know it's me? So those two challenges are the first things that both of us have to address. That is difficult because I need a degree of certainty when I'm, I suppose, performing a transaction or buying something or committing to a contract. The next thing that I am particularly conscious of as someone who works in the space is privacy. How do I keep my identity private and make sure that it's not used inappropriately or stolen and ultimately causes me damage in some way? Over lunch I was just chatting to somebody and he was telling me a story about some poor lady who was rung up and said, there's £180,000 in your bank account, we transferred it there by mistake. So she checked, the money was there and she transferred it back. Lo and behold, she then got a phone call to say, you've just been approved for your £180,000 loan and we've put it in your bank account. It wasn't her money, yet she was duped into sending money to a fraudster. These are the kind of things that happen when people misuse your identity. So we've got to be careful where it goes and how it's used, I suppose. So what Sedicii is doing in all of this process is creating a mechanism for you to be able to A, find who has your identity, and then to be able to manage it so that I can see where it is, whether it's current or out of date, and then to be able to request it to be deleted or refreshed if the information is wrong.
And how do you think banks should be working with startups?
It's a little bit like the huge, big organization, an elephant and a flea type relationship. But I think there is a place where we could get to where banks make a little bit clearer to the startups that the challenges, what the challenges are that they're facing. So if I knew, for example, as a startup, that a bank had a particular problem with KYC compliance in the corporate space, or KYC in the personal space, or payments, whatever it is, and those 4, 5, 6, 10 things had been identified really clearly, then I could spend the time and resource and money that I have, the little bit I have, very well, and it would be very focused. I'd really love them not to say, bring us what you have, because it becomes too general. If there are particular areas that they're not interested in, tell us those too. We're big people, we understand that not everything is going to be of interest. So if you can get us to focus our resources in the areas that are of greatest interest, that will give you the best bang for your buck and give us the greatest opportunity of succeeding as well.
And how about the UK? Do you think it's fostering a good, innovative environment for fintech?
Absolutely. I think the UK has done a great job, all the way from the investment side of things, because business requires investment to get it started and to nourish it, I suppose, on its journey. The tax incentives are very good. There's a very dynamic angel community. And once you've got through that sort of angel stage, there again is a very rich venture culture. And I think as well with a lot of big organizations, whether they're banks or retail or telcos or whatever, this whole idea of innovation has taken off, and you're starting to get the whole dynamic of the ecosystem coming into play, which lends itself to a lot of success, especially when you start to see scale coming to the whole conversation.
Rob, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for watching.